If you're closing deals, you're a realtor and you're closing deals, your income looks good on paper, but you still feel stuck and you're not bringing home everything, or even just frustrated, this video is definitely for you. This is about why agents get stuck, producing agents, not brand new baby agents, but people that are doing the business years and years later. What is going on? Like, why are we stuck? What I really want to be clear to is that it's not you're doing anything wrong. I think we all think that we're doing something wrong. We need to fix something. There's nothing to be fixed. Let me be clear. And before I start that, let me introduce myself if you haven't met me. Alicia Soikawa. I am in Richmond, Virginia. I'm the principal broker for 5 Realty here in the state of Virginia. And I also am a Tom Ferry coach. So I kind of have done a little bit of everything. I produce, I run a team, run a brokerage, principal broker now, mother of 3, all the things. And I just wanted to chat with you about, are you that person? Have you been grinding? You're busy, you're respected, you've done the business, you've done the work, and yet you just feel heavier every year. You're just like, another year of this. And of course, in January, we start over again, or earlier in the year, you get frustrated because you know it's reset. And again, here we go again. We just celebrated everything at the end of December, and here we go again. Why does this happen? I think is the context to get around is that, I've coached so many agents, and currently I coach, almost $100 million brokerages with tons and tons of agents to a solo agent that's kind of newer, to teams and everything in between, all over the country in Canada. And what I know is that it's a pattern that shows up consistently. And as you know, I am a Tony Robbins lover and client, and he talks about pattern recognition. When you can see the pattern and you can understand how it works, it helps you understand and kind of anticipate what to do next. So pay attention to things and patterns in your life and go, that's interesting, that keeps happening every year at this time. And most of you just get stuck, not because they're doing something wrong. Agents do not get stuck because you're doing something wrong. You are not doing anything wrong. They get stuck because the concept of getting you to where you are today, getting you here, all the work that you did to get to here is the exact thing is keeping you from going here. What got you here is not going to get you there. There's even books about it. It's really frustrating because I think you're doing the same thing in the wheel, thinking that you're going to be able to level up. But unfortunately, there is a ceiling that hits because you have to change the way you're doing things. And early success in real estate, what I've noticed, and I'm sure you remember this from back in the day, or if you're early in the business, it does reward the hustle. 7 days a week, doing all the open houses. I did multiple ones. I didn't take vacations. I worked 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day easily. I don't know how many days straight without even a morning off. And you basically answer everything, you do everything, you run to everything, you volunteer for everything, you become the business. Your whole life and entity is about the business. And unfortunately, that is one of the things about entrepreneurship, that what real estate is running a business, is that it does take that in the beginning to grow, especially if you're a solo agent and you're going out there, you're not on a team, you're not getting fed leads or really anything, you're just kind of going with it and trying to earn your way. That's the typical. And I think all of us kind of have that camaraderie because we've all been through it. It's like when you go to war, right? People that have been in the military, they kind of have that knowing that what I've been through what you've been through kind of feeling. So anybody that's been through that part of the business and you come out on the other side and you're like, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. It's a relief, but that mentality doesn't work anymore. It works until it doesn't work. That's what I say. It's good until it's not. There's something of a bottleneck. It's kind of like a traffic jam, everyone trying to merge. There's a bottleneck that happens, a truth that agents don't want to hear. And I'm going to say this because it's very true. And I've seen it over and over again, multiple markets and different agents, all different fields. And you're not stuck because of the market, right? Because houses sell all year long, whatever market it is. You're not stuck because of leads, because there's always people that want to buy and sell. And you're not stuck because you're not working hard enough. That's very important to hear, because I know a lot of you agents are out there busting your tail and you're not understanding why things are not changing. You have to really think about, you're stuck probably because everything has to go through you. Let me say that again. You're stuck because everything has to go through you. So everything's trying to merge into one. So as you're growing, your capacity, hours in the day, the time, the brain space is finite. It isn't unlimited. So you can't continue to scale your individual output, right? You have to think about where else is that going to go. And that being said, is like, you are the listing department, you are the marketing department, you are the problem solver, you are the decision maker, you're the person everyone calls. Oh, but I want to work with you, right? I think I've always heard that. I have to work with you. And a certain level of production, that's a ceiling. And I'm not saying these people that, you have your average 20 to 30 or even up to 50. I'm good. I just have a TC, meaning transaction coordinator, does a little paperwork for me, or I got it. It works well till it doesn't. Like I said, do you plan to go on vacation? Do you plan to have a night out with your husband and family? Do you plan to do some family weekends? Like I have to go to a funeral. Do you plan to do things like that? You can't if you have everyone knocking at you at the same time. So there's a concept of normalizing and removing shame. And I love that word shame because it's like they say it's the lowest vibration of energy at all. like it's below guilt. Shame is the bottom, bottom, bottom. And shame keeps all of us from really facing what needs to be faced. And the more you hide something, that's basically shame. It can only be uncovered and released by sharing it, by being transparent, by being open. And one of my favorite people that talks about vulnerability and shame, of course, is Brene Brown. So read everything by her, it'll give you some concept of that. I want to normalize that because smart, capable, high integrity agents, which is probably you, hit the kind of limit at this stage all the time. You kind of hit that, oh my God, I suck. I don't want to do this. I can't do this anymore. I don't like this anymore. This is not what I signed up for, et cetera, et cetera. And I find it's interesting to see agents that really struggle with this because they have the best hearts and the most amazing agents and everybody refers to them. And the biggest thing to remember is that you didn't fail. You really didn't. And you actually succeeded so well, almost too well, but you didn't build a structure to go from here to here. I'm guilty of that. I've seen it happen within my own business. And so that's why I can speak on it so clearly. And that icky feeling that you feel inside. What success really is going to require for you is understanding what success really is and being okay with your definition of success as an agent. Are you good with selling 30 houses a year and referring out the rest? Are you good with focusing on sending referrals out to different states? Are you good with maybe bringing on a production assistant or a couple of agents that take on most of your not wanting to do work, right? I don't want to do those agents. I only want to serve this little small area and everything else my agents are going to handle. And being okay with having that conversation of handing it over. It's the art of handing it over, right? Big reframe in your mind. So at this stage, when we're talking about growth is not going to be about effort. I know it's really hard to explain because I think there's a lot of feeling of if you work, and if I work this many days, I'm going to do this many houses. Like every time I hear someone tell me that's their goal, I'm going to do this many units, this many transactions, this many buy sells, this many gross commission earned, volume, like all they focus on all those metrics. And they're good. I'm not saying not to have them because you need to have them so you can pay your bills and run your business. But that's not it, guys. Like there's more than that. Okay. It's about the design. It's about the high level agent. Stop asking, how do I do more? Okay. It's about being a high level agent and say, what should no longer require me? Let's say it again. What should no longer require me? And this is what leverage looks like. Leverage, support, partnership comes into the picture. Okay, it's not a buzzword. It's not like trendy, but it's truly something as relief so you can scale and grow. And if this video feels a little bit uncomfortable, and I have a couple of agents that I'm coaching right now that are going through this right now, you're exactly where a lot of strong agents find themselves. These are agents that are doing 20, 30, 40 pieces of business themselves, running ragged, trying to get showing agents to run it out. Some things are getting dropped. They're just tired all the time. There's so much paperwork. They're working late into the night. It's just starting to not be fulfilling anymore, but the bank account keeps getting bigger in their mind. But there's nothing to do with it. It's like, how can you live a life if you don't even get to enjoy it? But you said you sold 100 houses, right? So important to think about that. And this is not to blow up your business, okay? You don't need to blow anything up. You don't need to fire anybody. You need to say no. It's about rebuilding, restructuring intentionally to serve you in your life today in the season and the chapter that you're in. Everybody's in a different season. I'm in a season where my oldest child's gonna be 20 and my youngest is 8. I just turned 50. We're not an empty nester yet, but I have a lot of friends that are. But we still have grade school age child who needs so much of us. But I don't have babies in diapers. Like if you're in baby diaper age, different story, right? Or you're not even married yet, you're in a complete different season. Or no kids, different season. And so that's what's really important to think about. How does this resonate with you? Just leave a comment below. How does this resonate with you? Where do you feel stuck? Or just say stuck. I'm stuck, I need help. Love to have a conversation. If you're at this stage and you already know, a conversation may need to be had because then we need to think about what exactly do you want to punt, get rid of, redesigning your life. What is this new life gonna look like? And understanding it doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time to rebuild it and being okay with that. Because I think some of us give ourselves a hard time about, oh, it has to be this way. You know, I didn't build it correctly. There is no right way. There is no right way. It's only the way that makes sense for you. This may be the way for right now, and then you get to change your mind. And I've done a lot of videos about that in the Power Woman channel that I have, but this is specifically for realtors. You get to change your mind about how you want to do the business. There's no such thing as you don't have to change anything. Like change is inevitable in life. Everything changes. So as soon as you embrace that, just like our market's constantly shifting shifting and changing, the happier, more fruitful your life will be. If you're ready to do this, give me a shout out. Until next time, stay empowered. Think about what you need to leverage. It's not about hustling. It's about living and living intentionally. Till next time.